Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to American Truck Simulator. I'm just going to go ahead and take this job right here. And basically, what we're going to do, I kind of touched on it last episode by saying, we're going to do these. There's the take job button down there. I basically just picked the job based on price per mile to try to get, the most efficiency out of my time. Um, But yeah, last time I said, we're gonna do these episodes. I'm gonna do a couple runs, depending on the length. Maybe just one if we do a long one. But I think I'm gonna do short loads today. Do two of them or something. I have new mail. Okay. Oh, this is oh, keep track. Oh, that's a tutorial thing. Close that. I don't have a well, I have a garage, but I can't do anything really with it yet because I don't own a truck. Oh yeah, the bank wants to loan me money already. Um, yeah, I got thinking about this. I recorded that last episode, episode one, before I recorded part two of the tutorial. Um, or not the tutorial, the review, review video that I did. Um, and in that review video, I actually got looking at it and realized if I take out this $400,000 loan, which I don't have the credit for yet, the interest rate is 12%. But if we do that, and like this $100,000 loan it's not enough to. I mean, you can get your own truck if you've saved up a little bit, but you can't do anything to it. The interest rate is higher, and I think for what I would like to do is I would prefer to probably do the $400,000 loan, um, immediately upgrade my garage, buy another second truck in addition to the one I get for myself, hire a driver, and go from there. I do need to get to the point where I can take loads that will at least cover that payment before I do that. So we'll see how we're doing here at the end of this episode, see what kind of jobs they're offering us as far as what we can make per day. Um, but let me go back here to the truck. So yeah, I picked that job. I'm already hooked up to my trailer. You can see it right there. So let's get going. Now we're in a Peterbilt right now instead of that Kenworth. I have a feeling that I did not swing that wide enough, did I? Nope. I might be alright. Let me push my nose. Oh, just barely. I just barely made it. Alright, so let's pull up here and hit the road. So I think what I'm going to talk about in this video is a couple little driving tips. Driving 101. If you watched that review video I did, I had an accident. um, and this is after I've mentioned the fact that I'm a truck driver for a living. This is what I do in real life. And yeah, in my video, I had an accident already. Now, granted, this is a game. The controls are a little different. For one, you have no peripheral vision. Like, yeah, I'm playing on a widescreen thing, but okay, if I look over here in real life, I can see what's in front of my truck. And that's what happened in that accident in that video. Is I looked this way and I thought that the vehicle in front of me was pulling out, and they didn't. And in real life, I could have seen that they didn't, but in the game, I couldn't. So that's what happened there. So you have to be a little bit considerate of things like that, and just kind of remember that it is just a game, and I'm definitely not swinging this wide enough. Okay, that works. Yeah, and truck handling is another issue. You can only simulate that stuff so far. We're just gonna roll right out here into traffic. He'll slow down. Again, it's a game, so we're not in real life right now. We do what we can get away with. The only thing I'm really concerned about right now is speeding tickets. That's about it. And I have new mail again. I will worry about that when this trip is over. It's not a long trip. So, driving 101, tips that work in real life. Number one, be aware of what's in front of you and don't hit it. I'm just giving myself a hard time about that accident from the other video. Anyway, but yeah, no, seriously, be aware of what's around you and what's going on. Watch your mirrors. You know, this is basic stuff, but and I'll be the first one to tell you what I'm about to say. I am guilty of myself at times. Not in a truck, in my personal vehicle. My personal vehicle, I drive a lot differently than I do in the work truck. But too many people drive around staring at their phone and not watching the road around them, where they're going. I had a lady today actually cut me off twice because she was not paying attention to anything that was going on around her and just pulled right over in front of me, totally ignoring the fact that I was coming up, you know, from behind her in the other lane, and she cut me off, and I had to hit my brakes, and I blew the horn at her to let her know that she was missing something. And she hurried up, moved back over, and then a little bit later she did it again. So yeah, be aware of what's around you. Number 2, know where you're going. Don't be coming up to your exit on an interstate and decide that you're going to try to pass the 18-wheeler and then try to take that exit by cutting him off, you know, right at the last second to get on your exit ramp, because you weren't paying attention and didn't realize that's where your exit was, or because you had not been thinking about where you were going, and all of a sudden you realize, oh, I got to get over, and this truck's here. Well, rather than slow down, I'm going to try to get around him. Well, then when you cut me off, and if things should not work out for your benefit in that scenario, and you have to stop in front of me for whatever reason, because you're not going to think about it. If you go to cut off a tractor trailer like that, and somebody's coming up around them on the other side, and I know I did not use my turn signal back there to get off on that ramp. This game's not too picky about turn signals, and I'm going to talk about turn signals in just a second. But anyway, as I was saying, if you go to cut me off to jump on that off ramp that you're missing, what if somebody's on the other side of me coming up there, and you go to turn, you go to pull over into that off ramp, and all of a sudden you realize, oh, there's another car coming up there. I can't go that far. I'm going to stop right in front of this truck I just cut off. You're not even going to realize you're doing it. You're going to panic stop to keep from hitting the other car that you notice, forgetting about the truck you just cut off, and your car's going to stop pretty quick. That truck's going to run over you, and you're probably going to die. So just something to think about, But anyway, okay. Number 3, turn signals. Use it. For crying out loud, use your turn signals. If you're going to change lanes, I know at least in the state I live in, it's not required to use your turn signal to change lanes. You know what? Do it anyway. It's a good idea. It's courteous. It tells people what you're doing. It can prevent an accident. Okay? Use your turn signal. It's being polite. That's my biggest complaint, is when people don't use turn signals. It's like I'm getting ready to make a turn, I flip my blinker on, and then somebody cuts me off with no warning whatsoever that they intended to do that. That they were intending to go there too. So anyway, okay, that's enough of that rant. Let's see, number 4. Speed limits are more like guidelines. And yeah, I kind of partially borrowed a movie quote, but anyway, Pirates of the Caribbean. Yeah, it's good. Anyway, speed limits. You can go a few miles an hour over, and you're not going to get pulled over for it. Let alone the notion of somebody driving down the road, not even barely doing the speed limit, just barely even doing it, and all of a sudden, now let me see here. What do I got to do for this? Do I have room over there? Not really. I need to turn around here. That's what I need to do. We're going to back up. I forgot. I've made this delivery before in my other save. And yeah, it can be a pain. Let's see. If I'm not mistaken, I actually want to pull in there. Turn that blinker off. That's annoying. Alright, we'll back up a little bit. Get our trailer jacked around here. So, what was I talking about? Speed limits. Yeah, people driving down the interstate, barely doing the speed limit to begin with, maybe a couple over, 5 over, and on the interstate you can really get away with going, like 10 over, and they're not going to bother you. So if you're doing 5 over going down the interstate and you come up on a cop sitting in the median, don't slam on your brakes and drive 10 miles an hour under the speed limit for the next half mile and then speed up. I can't see what's over there on that wall. Let's pull up just a hair, straighten this up. I'll have to back up some more, but yeah, now I can see the tail of my trailer in my mirror, so that's always helpful. Okay, so now we'll come in here. I should have just backed in off the street. Let's get lined up on this side. Alright, now we gotta back all the way up there. This is going a lot better so far than the last time I was here, though, at one of these places. You'll find, too, a lot of the places you deliver to that are, the same company or maybe even the same type of company will have a very similar layout to their lots as far as where, how the buildings are laid out, the obstacles, like this post I'm almost lining my trailer up with back there. Really wish it was a lot easier to find center on this. Overdid that. Let's straighten up a little bit. Okay, there, straight back. That's what I want to do. Nope, I didn't have my steering wheel straight. Okay, this works right here. A little bit of correction. Don't run over that guy. I overcorrected. I really wish that message would stop popping up. So, people that made the game, if you see this video, you can please turn that message off or give me the option to turn it off because it's very irritating. Come on. Get lined up here. We're good. Drop it. Yeah. You're just making yourself look like you feel guilty because you speed all the time whenever you slow down like that when there's a cop there. So, just a little FYI. I might sound like I'm griping at everybody, but seriously, these are just some general driving tips that I've kind of think a lot of people just need a reminder. Oh, you know what? I forgot I had this. Forgot I had this email in my other game about these people looking, for drivers for steady work. Now, up to $4,500 a job, but that's probably for that's actually $4,500 when you get your own truck. That's not that much. Maybe, I guess, at first, but as you level up, loads actually start paying better too. Alright, let me close that. And we're going to go ahead and grab another job here real quick. And we'll do one more. Let's see. We just want a short load. This one, okay, 151 miles. That's not bad. How about this one? That is 205. That 150 is not bad. It's actually, that's a lot better paying per mile. So you know what? Let's just take that one. And we will go over here into California. We were just in Nevada, if you didn't notice that. Alright, so now I gotta watch pulling out that I don't get that trailer with my trailer. I gotta go over it that way. And I just realized they put us in the old Kenworth for this one. So, okay. Swing out here and swing back. But yeah, you know, if you're watching this and you've never driven a big truck before, something else you should probably realize is, and because you've never driven a big truck, you don't think about it, so it's not completely your fault, but it's just how things are. But you should really consider the fact that trucks take a lot longer to stop than you do. They take a lot longer to accelerate. They take a lot more room, and I mean a lot more room to make a turn. If you see a truck pulled up to a stoplight and there's more than one lane, right, going in one direction, and they've got their blinker on to turn right, but they're not all the way over in the right lane, don't pull up beside them on the right. If they don't see you pull up there, you're going to be in their blind spot and they may run over you. Just something else to be aware of. And so yeah, let's see. Let's think of some other things to bring up as far as trucks are concerned that you may or may not be aware of. I'm sure you've seen signs on the backs of trailers in places that say, if you can't see my mirrors, I can't see you. That's mostly true. I'd have to add a qualifier on there. If the driver, now you can't bank on this, so just a warning. But maybe if you have driven a truck, you haven't thought to try this, and you can use this little tidbit of information. If the sun's out at all, watch the shadows on the ground. You can usually tell if somebody is directly behind you by shadows that may be sticking out, you know, behind yours. Let's let that car, we're going to have to sit here for a minute. Either that or just kind of inch our way out here until somebody stops. Okay, we'll go out here behind the station wagon. So, let's see, what else could we talk about? Maybe I can ask you guys some questions. You can leave me some comments. Oh, this isn't the construction zone. I can keep going. I saw the orange cone things back there, and I realized I was over here on this road in California. There's a section of this road somewhere near Sacramento, I believe, that has a work zone that drops down very quickly from 55 to 35, and I think maybe down to 25 at one point, and then it goes back up to 55 after you pass it. And I've gotten a speeding ticket there like 3 times. Oh, I know what else. I'll go back to asking you questions in a minute. The last episode, I got a $200 speeding ticket, or maybe it wasn't. It was either the last episode or it was my second review video. I get them kind of confused because I recorded them like the same day. But I got a speeding ticket that was only $200, and I may not. Okay, I'm stopping. Good. That was part of this last update when they added this truck here, that they reduced speeding fines. Well, fines in general, I guess, or maybe it was just speeding fines, but they reduced fines. That's why it was only $200 instead of what it's usually like $1,000, $1,400, something like that. That's why it was so low. But anyway, Stockton. I've driven here a lot actually in my other game. But so yeah, let me ask you some questions. What are some things that you would like to hear me talk about? And I kind of mentioned this last time too, but what are some topics, okay, do you like the driving tip thing? Maybe I could do it a little more positive attitude, I guess. Sorry, that just comes from, several years on the road and dealing with, stupid drivers every day. To be fair, I don't think everybody that drives a car is a stupid driver who has not driven a truck. I don't think that at all. There's just a lot of drivers that do stupid things because they don't think. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I don't make mistakes. Nobody's perfect. People make mistakes. But there's some blatantly stupid things that people do that there's just absolutely no way. They're either not paying attention to what they're doing, or they just have no business behind the wheel of a vehicle at all. And that's, yeah. So when you drive, 100,000 plus miles a year, you come across a lot of those. But so yeah, let me know. I'm thinking next episode. I don't know what I'm going to talk about next episode. I think I'm going to leave it up to you guys in the comments. I've had a couple ideas for some things to talk about in these videos, but I think I'm going to probably depend a lot on comments, and you guys telling me what you want to talk about. Throw some ideas out there. Leave me feedback on what I've talked about this episode, that maybe I'll just reply to it in the next episode instead of replying in the comments. I will leave a like on any comments that I get, just so that I know, or that I've seen it, and then I'll try to write that down, make a list, and reply to that in the next video. So in light of that, and talking about comments, one other thing I want to mention: if you're new to my channel, I haven't had this problem other than one time a long time ago that I'm going to talk about right now. But if you're new to my channel, I run a very family-friendly channel. No foul language, no innuendos, no vulgarity, none of that stuff. I mean, about as bad as it gets is I say things like crap or that sucks or something like that. That's nothing. But my goal here on YouTube is to make videos that if you're a parent, you can feel safe letting your 5-year-old, watch my channel on your phone or tablet or whatever, and not have to worry about them being exposed to things that too many YouTubers don't worry about whether or not your kid finds, because YouTube is pretty much open and out there for anybody to find whatever they want. Anyway, enough of that. The point is, don't leave comments with nasty language on my channel, please. I know there could be, since this is a trucking video, there may be some seriously oh I forgot to turn my lights on. That's something else I'm usually very adamant about doing. Like I turn my headlights on all the time to drive, even during the daytime, and they don't go off. Like I turn fog lights and everything on and leave them on all the time. And yeah, in the game I tend to forget. I deserve that ticket. Driving around at night with no lights on. What am I? I'm talking to you guys instead of driving the truck. That's what I'm doing. So anyway, yeah, some of my audience may be truck drivers, and you may not think anything of, you know, the type of language you use, just because you're around it all the time. And while, you know, I personally don't appreciate that kind of language either, but I'm not gonna, you know, hold it. I don't hold it against anybody, or, you know, say, you know, I don't like this person because they talk like this. I may not like the way you talk, but it doesn't mean that I don't like you, or, you know, care about you or whatever. But what I'm trying to say is just please kind of watch what you use in, you know, leaving comments on my videos if that applies to you. And like I said, it's not something I've only ever dealt with it once. It was in an early video when I first started YouTube, and some guy, I mean, he was just a troll. He left a very nasty comment with all kinds of bad language and just being a nasty person. And I banned him from the channel. I was like, you know what? Well, the reason is too that I went and looked on his profile thing on YouTube or Google or whatever, and that's just the type of comments he leaves everywhere. Like, he would go, he had, I know, 3 or 4 other comments on other people's channels I saw that he had left recently to that, you know, that time frame, that was the same thing, basically. Just goes around trash talking people, just leaving it. He's just a troll, and we don't need that, so I banned him. Anyway, so just, yeah, don't get yourself banned from my channel. I want you to stick around and watch the videos and stuff. If you enjoy them. If you don't enjoy them, you know, you don't have to leave a nasty comment. Just leave, and I won't be mad. I understand my videos are not for everybody. You know, there's people whose videos I've watched that I don't go back and watch other videos of theirs, not because I necessarily, I don't know, thought there was anything wrong with their video. It just wasn't my preference as far as, you know, maybe some way that they, you know, some method they used of producing or recording, or just the way they, you know, did their video. And that's just what that is. So, alright, let's park this trailer and call this an episode if I can get my nose swung around here. Yeah, I decided I don't like driving the old Kenworth after all, because it's really hard to turn. Okay, I think we can get in here no problem. I think. I have backed into places tighter than this in real life, so I can do this. Alright, let's swing out here and then go up this way. Try not to scrape that wall. Oh, we're in good shape. That's going in there nicely. Going in there nicely. Where's my mirror? Okay. Little counter steer. Little counter steer. Back it in here. Nice and tidy. Maybe. Am I not back far enough yet? Holy cow. Bingo. Trailer dropped. Alright, how much money we got now? Of course we paid a fine, but, you know, it happens. Alright, show results. Alright, we're almost to level 2. So let's see. How about that next job? I'm not going to start it, but I will take a look. We'll probably do a little bit longer run next time. Let's see. Maybe like I don't know. Well, that's a 6-hour job. I do know that there's not much freight comes back out of there. It doesn't pay very good. So going up there is probably not the best idea. That one's not terrible. Yeah, trip time's a little over 5 hours. That's a little longer than what we did today, I think. Actually, I don't remember how long that last trip was. That one's 6 hours though. We might do that just for the length of the trip and to go ahead and unlock that area of the map. It's a nice light load. We should be able to make decent time. Actually, the pay is the same as the rest of these as far as per mile. So you know what? That's fine. And it's the longest distance. It's the highest paying job on there. So that's probably what we're going to take. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and hit take job. So it'll load us up in a truck hooked to a trailer at that start location. And then I'm going to go ahead and open the menu and save it. And that's where we'll pick up next time. So go ahead and be sure and leave comments. And we're driving the Kenworth again. And we're up to 7,700, so we're doing okay. Leave a comment. Let me know what you want to talk about next episode. Leave me some feedback on this episode, what you thought. If there's something you want to discuss that I've said, you feel free to do so. Also, if you're new to my channel, don't forget to follow me on Twitter. And if you want, we can talk on there too. That's fine with me. Yeah, follow me on Twitter. There's a Facebook page for my channel. You can check that out. Basically, all I do there is post my videos. So if you prefer to get my news of when I upload videos from something other than YouTube, like Twitter or Facebook, you can use those. So be sure and check those out. And I hope to see you guys next time. So thanks for watching. Bye-bye.